Hi, today we had a brief introduction on input-output tables, but I wanted to go ahead and make a video on it today so that you could be ready tomorrow whenever we're talking about this again. Another word that you can use instead of saying your rule, so whenever you're doing your input-output tables you have a rule, you can also use the name function. That is your rule to figure out your input-output table. So a function or your rule is a relationship where one thing depends on another. So whatever you input to this function machine gets you your output. So this rule or your function is what depends on what your output is. Most of the time you have your input and output and you're trying to figure out what the rule is. So that's a really good example, and it's a good way to organize and input numbers and figure out what your function or your rule is. So here's an example. It says, suppose you earn $5 a week. Make a function table to show your total earnings after 4 weeks. So your input is the number of weeks, and here's your function rule or your rule, and then here's your output. So the first week you have $5 per week, so your total earnings is 5. Same thing, 2 week, your rule is times 5, so you're multiplying each week by 5. Okay, that's one example. Here's another one. It says make a function table and graph the equation. So once you finally figure out your input, your output, and then you figure out what your rule is, you can then graph it. We're not going to worry about what these words mean right now. You'll learn this in algebra, but it's called the domain and range. I'm going to go ahead and mention it, but I'm not going to explain to you really what it is right now. So once you have your function rule right here, you're multiplying it by 2. So that you can see this way also, it is y equals 2x, because on your input is your x value and your output is your y. So you're multiplying this x times 2 and it equals your y. Okay, so 1 times 2 equals 2, 2 times 2 equals 4, 3 times 2 equals 6, and 4 times 2 equals 8. So these right here, this 1, 2, that is your ordered pair 1, 2, and then your ordered pair 2, 4 right here, and then 3, 6, and then 4, 8. So this is another way that you can graph or plot these points on a coordinate grid. So here's your coordinate plane right here. So this is your x-axis and this is your y-axis. Okay, and all we're going to do is we're going to plot the points. So how you plot the points is, our first one was 1, 2. So this is your x and your y value. So our first one was, you go over 1, 2, go over 1, 2, and then we go up, we go 1 and then 1, 2. Okay, so there's your 1, 2. For our next point, we had 2, 4. Your ordered pair 2, 4. So you go 1, 2, go with your x value 2, and then up 1, 2, 3, 4 right here. Sorry, it's kind of hard to do it on here, but so 2, 4, and then your next one would be 3, 6. That's your ordered pair 3, 6. So you go over to your 3 on your x value, and then 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and then again on this one we'll do 4. Your ordered pair is 4, 8, 4, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and then all you do at the end is you pretty much play connect the dots, draw as straight of a line as you can, and this is you graphing your ordered pairs. Okay, that's how you graph your function or your rule. Okay, so I hope this helps. We'll do more of this tomorrow.